This segment is sponsored by the Envision Charity Shop on Highfield Road, Blackpool. Shop pre-loved items or donate today. Call 01253 406 848. Hello and welcome to the Living Confidently with Sight Loss podcast. This is where we share the practical advice, real life experiences and positive conversations to help you live confidently and independently with sight impairment. I'm Mike and thanks for joining me. Today we're talking about something that unfortunately affects thousands of people every year, and it's something that criminals are becoming increasingly clever at, and that's scams. Whether it's a suspicious phone call, a convincing text message, an email pretending to be your bank, or even someone knocking on your front door, scammers are constantly finding new ways to trick people into handing over money or personal information. And while anyone can become a victim, people living with sight loss can sometimes face additional challenges. If you can't easily read a letter, see a fake website, or spot a suspicious email, it can make some scams even more convincing. But here's the most important thing I want you to remember throughout this episode. Being scammed is never a sign that someone is foolish. These criminals are professional manipulators. They rely on pressure, fear, and deception. They target people from every walk of life. So today's episode isn't about creating fear. It's about giving you the knowledge and confidence so that you can recognise the warning signs and protect yourself. Now, one thing that all scammers have in common is this: they want you to act quickly. They don't want you to stop and think, and they'll often say things like, "Your bank account has been compromised. You owe money immediately. Your computer has a virus. This offer expires today. Your parcel can't be delivered." Notice the pattern. Everything feels urgent. Now that's deliberate. And when we're rushed, we're more likely to make decisions without checking the facts first. One of the best habits that you can develop is simply this: just pause, take a moment, breathe, and think. A genuine organisation will almost always allow you the time to verify what's happening. Now let's look at some of the scams that people commonly encounter. Phone calls. Someone claims to be from your bank, or the police, or your internet provider, and they sound professional. Sometimes they even know your name or address. But then they ask for passwords, PIN numbers, or ask you to move money into a safe account. Remember, your bank will never ask you for your full PIN or password over the phone. If you're unsure, hang up, wait a few minutes, then call the organisation back using a number that you already know or one printed on your bank card or official paperwork. The other thing is text messages, and many scam texts can look incredibly convincing. They might say, "Your parcel can't be delivered. You owe a parking fine. Your bank needs you to verify your account." Never click a link simply because a message tells you to. Take a moment to check independently. Another way they can get you is emails. Now, scam emails often look genuine. Logos, official wording, even email addresses that will appear real at first glance. But if possible, look a little closer, or better still, ask someone that you trust to help you if you're unsure. Many smartphones and screen readers can also help identify suspicious links. And it doesn't have to be modern technology that scammers get to you. They'll come to your doorstep. They'll arrive in person. Now, they may claim to be tree surgeons, roof repair specialists, utility workers, or even charity collectors. Never feel pressured into making a decision on the doorstep. A genuine caller will always understand if you ask for identification or arrange another visit. Now, let's talk specifically about sight loss. And living with sight impairment does not make someone vulnerable by definition. But scammers may assume that someone who can't easily read printed information or verify visual details is less likely to spot inconsistencies. That's why accessible technology can be so valuable. Using speech software, magnification, voice assistance, or asking someone that you trust to check important correspondence. There's absolutely nothing wrong with asking for a second opinion. In fact, it's one of the smartest things that you can do. Let's look at some simple habits that can make a real difference. First, never give out personal or banking details because someone contacts you unexpectedly. Second, if something feels wrong, trust that feeling. Third, keep your phone, tablet, and computer updated. Updates often include important security improvements. Fourth, use strong passwords. If remembering them is difficult, consider a password manager or another secure method recommended by someone that you trust. And please don't go for obvious passwords like birthdays, name of your first pet, and so on and so forth. Fifth, talk about scams. The more that we discuss them openly, the easier that they become to recognise. Now, let's address something important. If you think that you've already been scammed, firstly, don't feel embarrassed. Many people never report scams because they worry that people will judge them. But remember what we said earlier. Scammers are experts at manipulation. If you think something has happened, please contact your bank immediately. Change passwords if necessary. You will not be inconveniencing them. They are there to help. Report the scam and tell someone that you trust. The quicker that you act, the better your chances of limiting any damage. As I say, if you've got that gut feeling, trust it. No one will complain. No one will think that you are wasting anyone's time. If you feel that your data has been breached, give them a ring and ask them to change it for you. I don't want today's episode to leave you feeling frightened. In fact, I hope it does the opposite. Knowledge creates confidence, and the more that you know about scams, the less power that scammers have. Most people who stay safe don't have special knowledge. They simply develop good habits. Pause, check, ask, verify. Those 4 simple steps can prevent many scams. Now, before we finish today's episode, I'd just like to leave you with a few simple reminders that are worth keeping in mind. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. It's that old saying. Never feel pressured into making an immediate decision. It's perfectly okay to hang up the phone if you're unsure about who you're speaking to, or if you feel pressurized into making a decision. It's okay not to answer the door to unexpected callers. Never give out your bank details, PIN numbers, passwords, or one-time security codes to someone who contacts you unexpectedly. And perhaps most importantly, trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel quite right, stop, take a breath, and check with someone that you trust. Whether that's a family member, a friend, a neighbour, a support worker, asking for a second opinion is a sign of good judgment, not weakness. And if you think that you have received a scam email, text message, phone call or letter, don't be embarrassed to talk about it. Scammers rely on people to stay silent. The more that we share our experiences, the harder it becomes for criminals to succeed. Now, if you believe you've been the victim of a scam, contact your bank immediately. They can help protect your account and advise you on the next steps. You can also seek free, independent advice from the Citizens Advice, who can help you understand what to do next and direct you to the right support. In England, Wales and Northern Ireland, you can report fraud and cybercrime to Action Fraud, helping authorities track scams and warn others. And if you're ever unsure about something that you've received, just remember, you don't have to deal with it on your own. Talk to someone that you trust before you take any action. Living confidently with sight loss isn't just about getting out and about, learning new skills or embracing new experiences. It's also about feeling confident enough to protect yourself, ask questions, and know that it's okay to slow things down. Knowledge is one of the best tools that we have against scammers. The more informed that we are, the less chance they have of succeeding. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Living Confidently with Sight Loss. And if you found today's episode helpful, why not share it with a friend, family member, or someone that you think might benefit from hearing it. Together we can help more people stay informed, stay confident, and stay safe. I'm Mike, and I'll see you next week. Until then, take care of yourself, look out for one another, and remember, if in doubt, stop, check, and ask.